With the announcement of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet releasing late this year, concern that Breath of the Wild 2 would get delayed into 2023 immediately rose in the Zelda community. Nintendo still has Breath of the Wild 2 slated for release this year, but no news or updates on the sequel's exact release date has fans worried that Nintendo's extremely stacked 2022 release schedule simply leaves no room for Breath of the Wild 2. With last month's Nintendo Direct providing mostly news on games releasing in the first half of 2022, we know at the least we won't be getting it before E3. So when could Breath of the Wild release this year? If we look at Nintendo's current schedule, there are major Nintendo IPs releasing almost monthly. This month we have Triangle Strategy and Kirby releasing. The month of April has Nintendo Switch Sports, and currently there's no major game announcement to release in May. The month of June rounds out our first half of the year with Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. So May is our real first option. However, if it were to release in May, we for sure would have seen it in the recent Nintendo Direct. Nintendo's shortest reveals to release are around 2 months, so unless something major is revealed in the next 2 weeks or so, I think it's safe to say we won't be seeing Breath of the Wild 2 that quickly. After E3, however, there's a lot more open opportunity for release. From July to December, the only major release with a somewhat exact release date is Xenoblade Chronicles 3, set to release in September. Bayonetta 3, Mario Rabids, Pokemon, Splatoon 3, and Zelda are all still without exact release dates, but we can take some educated guesses on when they will come out. We already know that Splatoon 3 is a summer release, but depending upon which month it comes out, I think there is a small chance that Breath of the Wild 2 could release this summer. With Xenoblade releasing in September, I don't think Nintendo would want to release Breath of the Wild 2 super close to it, given that they are both large open-world adventure games. So Breath of the Wild 2 could release in July, should Splatoon release in August. July is historically a slow month for video game releases. However, in the past couple years, we have seen some larger games start to release in this month. In 2020, Ghost of Tsushima and Paper Mario: The Origami King released in July. Last year, Skyward Sword HD released in July. We could see a repeat of the release of Twilight Princess HD and Breath of the Wild, where there was a 1-year gap between their releases. With a lack of other major releases in this month, Breath of the Wild 2 would have very little competition. This would also give Nintendo the chance to have a big blowout presentation centered around Breath of the Wild 2 at E3. That's still a very short marketing campaign, and why I think it's the less likely option. The holiday season is the obvious choice. A blockbuster title set to release when sales are at their highest is an extremely easy conclusion to come to. With all those sales though, competition is a lot higher, and Nintendo could be competing with themselves. The last 3 months of the year are open, but it's all but confirmed that Pokemon will release in November. November has had the release month for Pokemon since Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, so that leaves either October or December as the likely options for Breath of the Wild 2. A game that is as highly anticipated as Breath of the Wild 2 is not only going to sell millions of copies, but is also going to sell consoles. As loved as Bayonetta and Mario Rabbids are, they don't possess the same selling capacity that The Legend of Zelda does. Breath of the Wild is the 4th best-selling Switch game with nearly 26 million copies sold, which gives its sequel the clear advantage as a holiday release title. That's why, in my opinion, I believe Breath of the Wild 2 could release in December 2020, if it doesn't get delayed. But let me know what you think. When do you think Breath of the Wild 2 will release? Please make sure that you're subscribed as we close in on 2,000 subscribers. And as always, thank you so much for watching this video. And until next time, I'll see you in the next one.